Latest theory in One Piece might sound crazy at first, but the more you think about it, the more it actually starts connecting everything. What if the entire story, the Void Century, the world government, all of it, comes down to one thing? A love story that went completely wrong. This is Mugiwara, and this love tale theory might completely change how you see One Piece. Because we always looked at Romance Dawn as just the start of Luffy's adventure, right? Romance as in adventure. But what if Oda meant that literally? What if the original romance wasn't Luffy's journey, but something that happened 800 years ago? The idea is that during the Void Century, Joy Boy and Emu were both connected to Nefertari D Lily, and Lily chose freedom. She chose Joy Boy's path instead of control, and that decision didn't just start a conflict, it broke something on a personal level. Because if Emu represents absolute control, and Joy Boy represents freedom, then Lily choosing that side isn't just political, it's rejection, and that could explain everything that comes after. The Void Century isn't just missing history, it could be erased history, specifically erased because it represents a moment Emu wants gone, not just a defeat, but a personal one he couldn't accept. And this is where the theory goes even deeper, because what if the One Piece itself isn't a weapon, or some treasure in the way we expect, but something way more personal? A story, a letter, a love tale written during that time, something left behind that reveals the truth of what actually happened between them. And that's why when Goldie Roger reached Laugh Tale, he didn't react like someone who found power. He laughed. Because imagine discovering that the entire world order, everything, was built off something so human. Not just war, not just ideology, but love, rejection, and obsession. Something so real that it almost feels ridiculous when you zoom out. And this is where the latest chapter actually makes this theory hit even harder. Because now that Emu is being presented more clearly as a man instead of just a shadow, it changes everything. Before, he felt like a distant god, but now he feels human. And if he's human, then emotions like jealousy, grief, and obsession suddenly make sense. It turns him from just a villain into someone holding on to something for 800 years. And when you connect that to the world itself literally sinking, it almost feels symbolic, like the entire planet is being dragged down by something that was never let go. That grief, that control, shaping the world over centuries. Even things like the giant straw hat start to feel different. Instead of just a mystery, it could be a reminder, something Emu kept because he couldn't move on from what Lily chose. A frozen memory of a past he's still stuck in. And then you look at the Will of D, something tied to smiles, to people who laugh even in the face of death, and it starts to feel like the complete opposite of Emu. Where he represents control and silence, the D represents freedom, laughter, and the dawn that eventually ends his long night. And that's where someone like Nico Robin becomes so important, because she's the one who can actually uncover the truth. If this theory is even close to right, she won't just reveal history, she'll expose something deeply personal to the entire world. That the ruler they feared for centuries isn't just some untouchable god, but someone driven by something as simple and as destructive as love. And then you bring it back to Monkey D. Luffy, because the craziest part is he doesn't care about any of this. He's not trying to fix history or expose secrets. He just wants freedom. He wants to live with his friends. And he has that ridiculous dream of bringing everyone together. One world, no division, one table. And if that dream means destroying the Red Line, breaking the system, and taking down Emu, then he'll do it. Not because he understands the past, but because it's in his way. And that's what makes this theory so interesting. Because if even part of it is true, then the end of One Piece won't just be some massive war. It'll be the resolution of something that started as a simple human emotion and grew into something that shaped the entire world. So now the question is this completely insane? Or is Oda actually building towards something like this? Let me know what you think, and if you want more theories like this, subscribe to Mugiwara.